Hi, welcome back to my decorating series. We're going to the fourth floor, the last room on the fourth floor for a second guest bedroom. So, since I made the first guest bedroom Ariel themed, I knew there were some things that were more Ursula themed and decided that I was just going to kind of run with it for the entire floor, with the exception of the sitting room. So I'm looking at purples, I'm looking at blues and blacks, and much like the bathroom and the other bedroom, I was expecting to find more stuff than what I ended up finding. So, although this is similar to the room on the third floor that had like the thorny pieces and some of the Ursula stuff, to be honest, um, I went ahead and kind of repeated some of the stuff because I knew there were a lot of thorny bedroom pieces, and I felt like they kind of went together. Not exactly, but like the thorns or the vines are kind of a tentacle look to them. The color palettes are similar, and there was no bed that was like an Ursula bed, and I didn't really like any of the other beds that I looked at. So I just decided to combine the Ursula stuff with the thorny stuff. This is me really trying to make the curtains thing work. I really kind of I wanted to segment the room again. I've been really enjoying that on this floor. And I thought the curtains might be kind of fun to do that with, but you just can't get them to layer exactly right. I did like how they looked, but the footprint ended up being bigger than I'd like. Things weren't lining up quite right, so I just decided to scrap that whole idea. And then I wasn't really happy with the under the sea kind of wall mural thing, and wanted to look again at the walls, and found that I had forgotten about these thorny walls that look like they're covered in windows. Now, I'm still testing out the windows here just to see if there's anything, like if I could center them in some of these panels. And I leave them up for a little while, but later I realize, oh, they're already windows. They're just built into the wallpaper. And then I'm doing my usual scroll through and find everything that could be related to the theme. Anything ocean related, anything kind of in that purple feel. And then I thought about it for a while. So this is me coming back at a different time and kind of reacquainting myself with the objects and the different lists and stuff like that, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, it was interesting, this whole floor trying to do things based on a certain movie and realizing the limitations that provides, but also it feels like there are a lot more objects, and then when you start actually putting the objects down, it's not as many as you think. So it was kind of an interesting experiment, this whole floor. And then I remembered those stones. I had seen them when I did the aerial type room, and remembered that when I used them in there and didn't actually commit to them, I was like, oh, those might actually work really well in the Ursula room. So I got those out, and that helped me kind of deal with the fact that I couldn't make the curtains work. And now I'm just trying to kind of block out the room. I really, really wanted to use that bioluminescent palm, but I decided to offset the room. This is more similar to the layout of the bathroom that I did, where it's not really, the bed isn't centered. And I thought about it a little late in the game. I kind of wish I'd expanded this room just a little bit, made it like maybe a 10 by 12 in some way. But by the time I actually thought of it, it was so late in the decorating process, I was just like, I don't have the patience for that. So we'll just deal with the fact that I didn't think about it sooner. And it turns out fine. It's just, it would have been, I think it might have been nice to have a little bit more room in one direction or the other. Oh, and I ended up using that mural on just one wall. I don't know if it goes completely with the thorny, windowy walls, but it goes enough, and it's what I decided to do. just because I don't know how often I'm going to use those mural walls, and it fits the theme. Oh yeah, this is me trying to make a reading nook kind of over there, and just dealing with, okay, which chairs am I committing to? Which little, oh, I really like the little poof thing, the footstool. The bench I picked for the vanity was fine. I kind of wish the little tentacle footstool thing was taller, but this is where I realized I needed more space for the reading nook. And so therefore that coral, that blue tall coral thing just took up too much floor space for comfortable moving. So like moving around the room. So I shifted where the fireplace went and where the bookplace went, or bookplace, that's not it, bookshelf, the place where the bookshelf went. There we go. And then made this kind of drop-off area, this little counter. It's a kitchen counter. Oh yeah, I finally remembered to put the door up. I don't know why it took me so long. I didn't really think about it sooner, and then was looking around the front of the room and went, oh, that's still the original door. But yeah, this is me just kind of auditioning things in different places, narrowing options down, trying to figure out some additional lighting. I didn't want to use the same lights I used in the aerial room or the bathroom for that matter. So I ended up just using a little bit of candles in here, and yeah, that one big window over there. So I also struggled with like the plants in this room, and I think I ended up keeping it pretty simple in the end because a lot of them had such a big footprint. It was difficult to find space for them, which is why if I could have made this a 10 by 12 or a 12 by 10, I think it would have worked a little better for some of those plants. But my normal last minute audition, seeing if anything else will fit. Oh, and then me double checking Scrooge's shop and the crafting stations and all of that. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I probably still missed something, but sometimes it's hard to remember all of the different stuff we have. And it's okay if I don't remember it now. I can always go in and add stuff later, and there'll be new stuff in the future. Moo stuff. All right, well, let's go inside and check it out. I'm so excited to be wrapping up the 4th floor. It's kind of interesting going through this whole process, learning more about what I can and can't do in the game and the limitations we still have, the as many objects as we have. It's surprising where there are gaps. I'm sure there are other more experienced decorators that are more familiar with the limitations we still have, but it's kind of an interesting exercise getting to experience it firsthand instead of hearing other people talk about it. But I still really like how this room turned out. It's so very purple, and even though it shares a lot of similarities with the other room that I used a similar object in, I still think it turned out very different. It's definitely more purple. I think the other one turned out a little bit more dark red. And I was surprised how bright these standing lamps were. Can't sit at the vanity. I don't think we can sit at the one for Ariel's bedroom either. I really wanted to make sure I had the Flotsam and Jetsam statue in here. I don't know if it quite is right on that counter, but it's okay. I'm glad I put that plant that we made with Eve, it grew with Eve. It's not, underwater plant life, but it kind of fits that vibe, and it definitely fits the color palette. So yeah, another one down, and the end of the 4th floor, and who knows what the 5th floor will bring us. I actually haven't even planned it out yet, so next week will be a surprise for us all, I suppose. That's it for today's decorating adventure. If you liked this video, a thumbs up is a great way to let me know, and a subscription will keep you up to date on my latest shenanigans. If you want to hang out with me live, I stream on YouTube and Twitch on Thursday evenings and middays on Sunday. I hope you have a lovely day, night, time, wherever you are, whenever you are, and I'll see you next time.